Just give me something to Just give me something to start with. A little rest is fine. I'll give you many hours, a minute at a time. I don't care where you came from, but I want you to know I may have to start over. I'm learning as I go. When I'm done, I'll be the one to take you down the road. We'll leave behind our troubles, and everyone will know.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage. I still enjoy watching that. You know, I've got that's a newer intro that I've created for the live stream. I had the other one, which was an older video sequence of me working on a Fender and stuff. But I really enjoy that little sequence, and also the video that I made that is more dedicated for that whole song. I've been experimenting. I've been playing around with AI, as I've said. I can write stuff. I can write lyrics or songs or whatever, but I really don't have the musical ability to create a song. And so I've been, using AI to make music, and it's fun. And I understand, it's a swipe at real musicians, but unfortunately, I know for me, I can't read music. I don't understand music. It doesn't make any sense to me, the whole whatever, all the bars and graphs and notes and half notes. I don't get it. So for me to create something, I have to use something else, and that's what I did. So anyway, I enjoy that little video clip, and there is another video as another version of that with my grandfather's Model A that I posted previously. So if you haven't seen those, I encourage you to go watch that particular video. And also, I made a new one. And I'll probably release that one sometime this week, maybe Friday. I don't know yet, because right now I'm not getting anything done in the garage. I've told you all before. We're planning a trip, an anniversary trip to go on a cruise to Alaska. And we did this 10 years ago. My wife and I and a group of 3 other couples had a great time, and that was for our 25th wedding anniversary. And one of the other couples suggested we do it again, so we're doing it for our 35th wedding anniversary. And we're leaving Wednesday and be gone for a week, and then come back, and then we'll be here a few days, and then we're leaving again to go back to my family in Pennsylvania to do a family events and memorial service for my mom, and hang out with family for a while. So I'm really not doing anything in the garage, just cleaning up some stuff, trying to organize a little more. As you probably saw the video I did of the gas pedal, and prior to that I did the video on my daughter's Honda CR-V. I want to let you know there was one other thing I had to do on that Honda. So I did all the repairs, painted it, put it all together, and I thought I was done. Well, I wasn't done. And what I didn't realize, I had sent off the control module and the seatbelt to get rebuilt, because there's a discharge unit on the seatbelt that locks it in. And I failed to realize that there's also a pretensioner. And so on the seat where your buckle goes in, there is a cable connection. And on some vehicles, not all. On her vehicle, it had this cable thing, and on impact, it compresses. It actually draws that down and tightens the buckle itself down as well. I didn't know that. So I did all the work, got it all done, and I kept getting an airbag light, and I was like, I'm missing something. I didn't know what I was missing. And I scanned it with my Top Dawn scanner, and it came up and it said the pretensioner. And I was like, oh, let me see what that is. So I Googled it, and then I realized, oh, you have to send that off too. So I sent that to the same place. They did a quick turnaround on that and got it back to me, and it's done. So she has her car back. I have my little Honda Fit back, and it's all good at this point. So anyway, but I did that video on her car, and that was a lot of time lapse. And when I did that, I just did it as a time lapse to make it more visually, let's say, appealing. Well, this last one I decided to do because even right now my throat is, I still have some sort of a head cold. My nose is still draining. My throat is still rough. And I think everybody has this right now. I don't know what's going on. Everybody across my friend groups have this same stuff going on. But I started to make the video, and excuse me while I work my throat. I started making the video on a gas pedal, and I thought, I don't want to talk about this because my throat is so messed up. So I just did it as a time lapse, and then I tried to, add information as I went, along the end and the beginning, of course. And so I got some good feedback on that. Some people like that. They like to see, because it was a lot of work involved with just me doing it. And many times when I'm doing stuff, and I get moving, I get rolling, it's hard for me to stop. Like I just want to keep moving, get it done, and move on. And sometimes I stop, make video sequence. And so I might experiment with that just a little bit more on the time-lapse stuff. And the beauty of that for me, because I don't know if it's just, I'm sure most of us like this, I like to have music playing. I don't like to have the quiet in the shop or anywhere. I like to have music playing, and I like music almost constantly. It drowns out the tinnitus in my ears. It drowns out the droning that goes on with that. And so it helps me function to have just music playing. So I like to do that a lot. So anyway, that's just some ideas that I have for, maybe future videos and stuff like that. I also have made a video that it'll be on Patreon only. And it's doing floor pans in the 67 Cougar. So I'm doing that on that, that format. And that's how I intended that when I started on it, and that's where it's going to end up. So you'll, if you're on my Patreon, you'll see it there. Also, I did a video for Patreon as I normally do on Sundays, and I added a extra bit onto it, which was the new song that I made that is called Old Blue, and the song is actually on Facebook or YouTube right now. It's just unlisted, and so. I haven't made it public just yet, but the feedback I've gotten on it has been really, really good. So I'm really happy that everybody I've sent it to other people. It's probably had about 30 views from different people, and I've gotten positive feedback from everybody. So I'm feeling pretty good about that one. We'll see. I'll release it later on. But let's see who's here tonight, and we'll get started on our regular subject matter. And first one in is Rick Stevenson. Good evening, everyone. Evening, Rick, and that's usually Rick is my coffee signal, and he's here early, so get an early start on some coffee. Thank you, Rick. Glad you're here. And Rick says, "I'm digging the new tune." Thank you, Rick. I am too. I don't know. It's got a really nice feel to it. Jerry, hold on a second. Let me skip ahead. Jerry's Garage Money Pit. Good evening to all from Middle Tennessee. Thumbs up, Barry. Thank you, Jerry. Glad you're here. Terry Keithley. Good June evening, everyone in Barry. Please hit the thumbs up and like button for Barry. Thank you kindly, Terry, Betty, and the cats. Thank you, Terry. Glad you're here. And I saw that you upgraded on Patreon. I appreciate that. We're getting ready to do this trip, and the normally, like this time of year, it's really, really, getting really hot. But we were lacking rain for the early part of the year, and now it's been overcast and rainy and comfortable. It hasn't been too bad, but the temperatures have just been going kind of odd. Like it's 81 degrees now, but it's only going to be in the low mid 80s all week, even in the low 50 or mid 50s into the or mid 60s during the week as well. So, the weather has been another concern, of course, when we make this trip. And my wife was checking earlier today. She's like, the temperatures have dropped in Alaska, and I think there's going to be temperatures like in the 50s, which is good, but we had to prepare for that. And it just came to my mind as I was going through this, because when we said good June is normally when we start transitioning into much hotter weather. Rick Gain, yes, let's talk about cars. I could use some cheering up. Everybody hit the thumbs up button. Glad you're here, Rick. I'm telling you, right now my head is it's still congested. I can't hear it all. This ought to be a fun cruise where I can't hear anything going on. Dave Tyson, good evening all. Happy June. Glad you're here, Dave. Hey, Matco Man. Hello, everyone. Hello, sir. Glad you're here. David, the bowler hat guy. Hello, all. Good evening, Barry. Hello, all. Hello, David. Glad you're here. And Robert checking in. Evening, all. Evening, Robert. And he just came back from Greece. Yeah, he got back from Greece and had a good trip. I know. Had a good time. Roger. Greetings from next door. Greetings, Raj. And Roger mowed his yard today, so I had to mow my yard today. Actually, I had to mow my yard anyway, but he mowed his. I mowed mine like 4 days ago, and we've had some rain, and the grass is growing. And I thought, I'm going to be gone for a week. I need to mow it. So I went ahead and mowed it. Wasn't your fault, Raj. I needed to do it anyway. Steve Reed. Hello, Barry and everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Don't forget to leave Barry a thumbs up. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Troy Justin, good evening from coastal Georgia where the rain finally stopped. Let's get the chat started. Yes, Troy. Yeah, it's weird. We went so long with like a drought. We had nothing for months. And then it started turning loose. And now we've had like on and off rain over the last week. And it's supposed to be all this next week, in fact. I was looking at that too. It's supposed to be sunny Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but all the other days they're calling for rain, which is fine. We need rain. We don't want to have a drought. We know that. Got to keep those data centers. Got to keep water in the data centers. Don't get me started. Okay. Travis, good evening all. Won't be able to watch. Sending virtual hugs to Barry and all the Joe Daddy peeps. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate that. Art Man, good evening from Minnesota. Good evening, Art. Glad you're here. And Nandu, good evening, Barry and everyone. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Nandu. I'm doing okay. I feel okay. But my head is still not doing what I want it to do. It needs to be cleared out. Maybe a good flight out to Seattle. Maybe that'll do something for it. Maybe. Dawn checking in. Hello from sunny, warm, blue sky, nice breeze, PDX. Glad to hear, Dawn. Hope all's well. And Hugh is checking in. Hello, Barry. Hello, Hugh. And Mr. Mikey, Yahoo, glad to be here. That's with a period. It'd be more meaningful if you had an exclamation point, but we'll take it. I'm glad you're here. Hugh says, after multiple surgeries, I'm able to use my legs again, so I'm slowly getting back in shop with my helper, Willow. Picture sent. I'm proof that you never give up. Awesome. I think that was the, you could send me a picture with you and your dog, I think is what you'd sent me before. Yeah. Actually, I posted those last week. Let me see if I still have them. I think it was last week. Yeah. Hugh and his dog. That's nice. It's good to have a dog. We miss ours right now, but there you go. Hugh hanging out with his buddy Willow. Cool. I don't know what I'd do if I had a shop dog in here. It'd be hard to keep up with. Jerry is checking in. Howdy, Barry. Howdy, y'all. It's hot outside, but Robert's keeping his cool for a change. Have a good car chat. Thank you, Jerry. James is checking in. My Mustang Garage. Good evening, all. Good evening, James. And I have to say it again. If you're not checking out James's channel, please do. Please go check out what he's posting because it's all good stuff. Great information. He's covered a lot of details. I can't emphasize it enough. Go check him out. Don Gilly. Monday. Okay. I don't know if that's a song or not. I remember a Monday, but I don't think that was it. Glad to hear Don. Hey, Mac Man, had to regroup in the shop, trying to keep it clean and organized. Not everything fits in a bin. This is very true. And I'm not going to show you my space here. It's a mess. It is a mess. And I've been looking for one piston. I still don't know what I did with it. Roger helped me take one piston out of that 289 right there, 302. And it had been set back in with the rings holding it. And I wanted to set the heads on. So I pulled the piston out, put the heads on, and now the piston has disappeared. And I don't know where it's at. And I've been through this whole space multiple times, and I'm thinking, surely I didn't throw it in the trash can or something. I don't know. I can't find it. So I do have spare parts, as we all do. And I grabbed another piston and connecting rod from the other 289 that I have. So I may just use that connecting rod. I use number 8. It's number 8. So I don't know. I don't know where else to look. I really run out of places to look. Robert, the Alaska trip sounds fun. I prefer my trip where I went to Greece without the Queen. Was a lot quieter trip. I did miss her a little, though. Well, Robert, I was telling my friends about your trip. And some of them are interested in making a group trip and having you come along and be the tour guide. Maybe next year. Who knows? But that is something to consider. Derek, hi, Barry, everyone. Been a while. Just a quick hello. Cold and wet here. Finally finishing my 65. Stay well, everyone. Thank you, Derek. And he's down in Australia. So, glad you checked in, Derek. Matko Man, what do you do for your mess of madness? Oh, sometimes I just have to go on a cleaning binge and organize. Like I did that pedal job, and I had tools all over the place. I really did. And when I finish up, there's a good feeling with putting those tools away. It's like, okay, there's a place for these, cleaning up, sweeping up the floor, all those things are good. But like right now, I can tell you, I have 4, 5 items that I'm charging up. Just in this space right here, along with my other junk. Because, I'm going to go on that cruise and I'm going to make some video. And, I've got my big camera, I say big camera, my Canon charging up. I've got both my GoPros charging up. I've got my Insta360. So there's wires all over the place, charging apparatus all over the place. And, and you got to have these too. Don't forget these. Got to have caramels. Sugar. Keeps me going. But, you end up with, especially doing stuff like I do, and Matco, man, you get boxes all the time for tools. I've got a buddy who's a Mac Tools salesman. He dug out a pit in the backyard just so he could burn his cardboard. And I'm sure you have to deal with all that too. And even here, pieces and parts show up, box, 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 box. And it's, you got to clean up. You got to get rid of stuff. James says, I had good feedback about the time lapse I do in my videos. Well, that's good to hear. Pat Attic, greetings from PA. Thank you, Pat. Glad you're here. Ed Cucciarella, hello all from Southern California. Hey, Ed. Glad you checked in. Derek, in the next few weeks, I'll send you before and after pictures. Gotta go catch up soon. Okay, sounds good. Robert, only mid-90s here, but summer ends soon and misery season will begin before we know it. Yeah, I'm sure. Rick, we are finally getting a little bit of rain. Yeah, we've gotten quite a bit. Infidel, good afternoon, Barry. Good to see you on. Glad you're here. Glad you're here and checked in. Jerry says Robert missed me a lot on his trip. I don't care what he says. Okay. Is that a car? Oh, David is asking, is that car a Survivor or did you build it? So I think he's throwing a question at Hugh, asking about this Mustang. I believe is what the question is. I don't have any other pictures. I know he had sent me some other pictures before. So we'll wait for Hugh to respond to that. But I think he built it. Well, I don't know. We'll find out. We'll let Hugh respond. Kevin Barth, Gig'em Garage, good evening, Barry. Kevin from Dallas, glad to see you. Good to see you back on. Yes, I'm glad to be here, and I'm already letting you know I won't be here next Monday, unless I do a live stream from the cruise ship in the middle of the Pacific somewhere. That I don't know yet. I don't think I will, but you never know. Sketchy Travels, did you check to see if you slid it into the cylinder? I did, actually. Thank you for being here, Sketchy. In fact, the heads that you see right there, those are the aluminum Edelbrock heads that I got. And so I had the cast iron heads on, and I took those heads off, and then I pulled the rest of the pistons out. So I already know it wasn't in there. And I set the aluminum heads on with the aluminum intake. And then I don't know. I just cannot remember what I did with it. I've looked at all my, because I do keep stuff semi-organized. And I have engine parts, and I feel like I would have put it with the engine parts. There's no reason I would have put it anywhere else. I wouldn't have hung it up on something. I say that, but I mean, it would have been with engine parts. And right now, I just drawing a blank on it. Can't even think where it went. Artman, it's especially good when you put all the tools away and none are missing. Yeah, that is true. And I must say, I'm missing a socket. And I don't know how it's been missing for a while. But it's a metric, so it's not really that important. I'm missing a 14 millimeter stubby 3/8 drive. And I've been missing it for like probably 6 months at least. And I have no idea where it went. No idea. Terry Keithley, oh Robert, you should never get a Buckeye mad. We never forget. Yeah. James, all the rain here in North Georgia seems all the black beetles, fire ants, and spiders are trying to move into my garage. Yeah. You know what's kind of bizarre is how many scorpions I've had this year. I mean, I've probably counted 8 or 10 scorpions in my garage. And I rarely, if ever, see a scorpion. But I know I've seen like 8 of them at least this first part of the year. And you know, they're not going to, I mean, I'm not scared of them. I just let them run off into the corner because scorpions actually eat spiders. So, fine. Go find a corner and find a spider. But I I've been really surprised at how many I've seen around here. Jerry says, "LOL, Terry, this is true. He has learned though a time or two." Okay. And Robert, yeah, I told her she can go on her own in September. Luckily, I forget. So as long as one of us does it, it's all good. Okay. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, I couldn't go alone, not for safety reasons, but there's no way I could plan on getting around. He is our travel agent when we go. Just take care of the food and transportation. Yeah, that's a good call. Art man, I couldn't find a crankshaft. I knew I bought once. It was in the block. Well, I have the other engine, the 302 with had a bad piston, and I thought, did I put it with that one? And no, I couldn't. I can't find it, and I feel like I'm gonna have to go. Like I even went and looked in the Falcon. I'm thinking, is it in the Falcon? Because that's what it's meant for. No, it's not. So I don't know. Ed says, is the piston with the Ridge Reamer tool? Nope. That tool's sitting here on my bench. That's a good connection, but no, it's not. Rick, I think you used that 14 millimeter socket in one of your brake videos. I'm sure I did. I am sure I did. But I just don't know. I don't know. Oh, Rick sent me a picture, so I gotta download it. Let me see if I have enough space to get it. Might not. But yeah, the 14 millimeter, I don't know where it's at. Okay. Rick Stevenson, I sent you a picture of my new to me Mustang 2012 California Special. So there you go. I didn't upscale it. So that looks like it's all black on black. That's pretty cool. I like that body. 2012. Let's see if I can look at it. Yeah. Yep. I blew up the picture now on my screen. That's sharp. I like that. You can bring it by anytime we go for a ride. I don't know if it's Mick Seth or Mike Seth. We had a wet spring here in North Texas looking for a drop in humidity. Bought a dehumidifier, fighting mold, mildew, and moss here. House is pier and beam, built in 1914. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you got to try to protect that. Definitely don't want mold and stuff growing in there. That's bad. So, yeah, do what you can to save it. Glad you're here. James, on to the Cody Swap Mustang. Are all the computers mounted under dash with an aftermarket wiring system? That's probably going to be the plan. I haven't gotten that far. Because the module, there will be a module for the transmission, and there will be a control unit for the engine. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't go under the dash somewhere. We got the vintage air system under there, so I'll have to look and see what kind of space I have. Maybe on top of the transmission tunnel. Might work in that area. I know that Bad Harry had done a video or sent me some pictures from his build, but he used the original Ford module, the control computer box, and he dropped it in where the firewall butts out into the engine bay. He had actually dropped it into that. He cut a slot and dropped it down inside of that. So I'll have to look at that. That's a good point, though. I will have to address that at some point, but I haven't gotten that far. That's a good question. Julian says, God evening. Okay. Thank you, Julian. Michael Pagliarini, evening all, just listening tonight, working in the yard to get the pool open. Oh, okay. That sounds fun. Hopefully. Terry Heathley, it's a gob deficiency on the mind. Yeah, that's probably it. Not enough gobs in my life. Matco man, you need to start looking for the 14 millimeter and you will find the piston. You know, I think I've given up on the 14 millimeter. I know I have a spare somewhere, and I have the regular length. So if it shows up, it shows up. Right now, I'm not gonna not gonna worry about it. But the piston matters to me. I want to find that. George Burns today I installed the wrist press fit wrist pins and rods for my 302. Installed the rings, put the pistons in the block, plastic gauged the bearings, and torqued the caps on for good. I hope. Long day. That sounds like a good goal to get to. I'm not near that yet. There's still a lot I have to do to prep, and I'm undecided yet what I'm going to do. If the engine, I need to check the bores and see if they're square, on size, all that first. I have a sneaky suspicion that I'm going to have to bore this engine over, and I don't really want to do that, but if I have to, I have to. And if that happens, or if that needs to happen, then that may get put off. You know, just because I have to justify doing it, and I'd rather not. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I was going to do an experiment. I don't know how it would work. I thought about that song that I told you I made on the that I put on. Hold on a second. I don't have it saved on my app, my StreamYard app, but I could probably play it on my speaker without the video. And then you could hear how it sounds. Okay, let me see here. Dawn says, "Oh, come on, Barry. Everybody knows pistons are round." Yes. Pistons are round. But I need to find out if the cylinders are still round. That's a concern. The bowler hat guide, you could make it a 347. I could, but then I'd have to invest in a, crank kit and all that stuff. And I don't know that I want to go that route just yet. Maybe. Not a bad idea, though. I do like that. I do like that idea. That would be fun. Richard Vogel, good evening, Barry. Sorry, I was mowing the lawn. That's all right. It's a good thing to take care of. Rick Gain, needing to sell the original 289 for my 65 Mustang. Ran when pulled. Anybody in the New Jersey or Northeast area interested? Opinions as to what it's worth. Yeah, so there you go. If anybody's looking for a 289 for a 65, Rick has one for sale up in New Jersey. I don't know what to expect on the cost, or what they're bringing. I really don't know. But if anybody's interested, let me know. I'll hook you up. 67 Mustang Resto. Regarding the Coyote computer, I saw a picture online of a car where the guy recessed a box into the passenger side kick panel. Looked like a good idea since that space isn't inside the fender isn't used. Yeah, and that's a fact. You've got at least 2 inches if you count the thickness of the A-pillar, right? But you've got all that space behind the fender that it could easily go. It could easily go. And, I haven't committed to it yet simply because I haven't gotten that far. One of the big things that's holding me up, as I've said it before, I'm waiting on these headers to get here because I need to know the headers are going to fit. I need to know there's not going to be an issue before I do much else. Like I can work on the shifter and stuff like that, but I really need that peace of mind to know that the headers are going to fit. And then I can start jumping ahead on other stuff. But I mean, like the gas pedal and the tranny tunnel, I took care of all that. But headers, I just got to know they're going to fit. So, but that's a good idea. I like that idea of putting the box on the side. And it may come to that. It may come to that. James, I've seen a computer and module on a custom box with a rear splash shield on the passenger side just above the torque box. That's the same thing. Yep. Good spot. William, I just did the Holley Terminator X Max for my car and put it in the glove box. Worked very nicely. That's a good idea too. That's a good idea too. And that's what we're using. So, but I'm glad you responded. James, 65 289s were 5-bolt bell housings. 600 is normal. It would be more if it was a 6-bolt block. Yeah, that's the one hindrance on that. Is a 5-bolt. Travis played that music. Okay. I'm going to play this song, and hopefully I can make it come through the speaker. Okay. I'll put the microphone up there. Just I want you to listen to it. I'll play part of it, and you can tell me what you think. I think it's just a fun song. And I have to get through. There's, of course, there'll be some sort of an ad. You know how it is. There it is.
Just an old Ford sitting in the field. I tried to say goodbye, but she refused to yield. With stripes and Mach 1 on the side of the car, I wonder how many times it went to the bar. Just an old Mustang, Blue was her name. Some are like her, but none were the same. A 428 and a 4-speed too. Better watch out, she'll outrun you. Dad always said she couldn't be beat. Just hang on tight and stay in the seat. A foot on the gas and dump the clutch. It felt like a boxer threw his best punch. Just an old Mustang, Blue was her name.
Okay. Not going to play the whole thing. But that was a song, and I put it on there. I haven't released it yet. It's unlisted, as I said. But it was kind of fun because I was thinking, there's all kinds of car songs and stuff like that. And I did the other one with the, a little more rust, or give me something. But I kind of like the storyline behind having an old car. Maybe your dad had it, and he gave it to you, and now you're going to eventually give it to your son. And so that's kind of where the thought process came on that song. So anyway, just having fun. All right, Michael, when mounting a CPU, to want to keep it as dry as possible. Valid point. Valid point. Mr. Mikey, blocking tune for paint prep. Hey, that's a good idea. Yeah, yeah, why not? Steve Reed, cool. Yep. Auto Dynamics, Mustang's fear makes a plate for the computer to be mounted in the passenger side, inside the passenger fender. Okay. Yeah, and um, I may look at that. I don't know. I like to fabricate my own stuff, but I may look at that as well. Auto Dynamics, I bought the Ultimate headers. Yeah, we started off with this kit from TCI, came with the headers, and I was part of the package. And I've heard a lot of people talk about the Ultimate headers, and they're not cheap either, and I realize that. But the fact that they gave us the headers that were supposed to fit the car and didn't, and then I made videos on that. They don't want that. They don't want bad press, right? And then that's where I talked to Sal and all that stuff, and they decided they're going to make their own version. So the ones they've sent me pictures of, they actually kind of look something like the Ultimate headers, something. But they also have that drop down like the ones that they normally provide. So anyway, we're gonna wait and see what happens. Sal send us some headers probably, and we'll make sure they fit. Richard says, I think I have this album. Yeah. Terry Keithley, Mint. Yep. Pat Addict sounds like another winner. Yeah, I like it. It's got a fun. It's a fun song. Dawn says I would build a box so the ECM would be inside as far as environment is concerned. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, whatever I end up with, they'll be contained. I'll make sure they're protected. Valid point. Terry Keith, I suppose when you get to Nashville, we won't remember any of us. Yeah. I don't think I'll ever be going to Nashville for a kind of music situation. Auto Dynamics, when are they expected to arrive, the TCI headers? He says they're going into production. The last, let me quote here, because he had messaged me because I'd sent him some other pictures. The first run is in line for production, hoping by early to middle of June to ship. So, Roger, you might have to keep an eye out and see if any headers show up. But the pictures he has sent me, everything looks like it clears, like it's supposed to. And he asked me not to share the pictures yet, and I understand that. But everything looks like it's going to clear. So hopefully they're here by mid-June at the latest. Hopefully. Who knows? Maybe they'll show up while I'm gone. And when I get back, maybe I can make a quick video. Maybe. I'm not counting on it. But we'll see. James could make a sheet metal bump out in the right side cowl panel and have kick panel cover it. Right side cowl panel. Yeah, could. Yeah, I mean that's a great idea. That way it's covered on the inside. But I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I would consider is making that happen. So I'll look into it. There'll be more to come. Autodynamic for my coolant radiator, I'm going to use a brushless fan as well. Okay. That sounds like a plan. I like it. Roger says deal. Yeah. Well, I'm hopeful. I'm crossing my fingers as best I can. I can't. Remember when you were kids? And you could actually cross your fingers? That's as far as I get. So when I say I'm crossing my fingers, I'm overlapping my fingers. I'm really not. So fingers overlapped. Hoping that stuff shows up. What else was there? The pedal, the shifter. Oh yeah, and the shifter, I will probably do something similar like I did with the pedal. Like, I feel like I said, me and the owner are basically about the same size, and so I want to make sure that shifter is in the right spot. We haven't gotten seats yet. We have the original seats that were in the car, but those aren't going to be used, and so there's still some stuff to play with. Like, whatever seats we end up with, obviously they're going to be adjustable, right? Fore and aft, and I'm going to try to set things up to where the shifter, I'm hoping I don't ever have to move it, but I may incorporate some of that into my design. Maybe. I don't know yet. You know, it's a lot of feel. So like when Roger and I raced stock cars, and like today, like I won't even talk about the stuff they do for NASCAR, where it's like everything's just custom built for the driver. But you're running around in a dirt track somewhere, and you have a simple aluminum seat, and you have a simple padding that goes into it. And back then, with just a helmet with like a neck brace. But when you're strapped in, and you're down tight in that seat, and you reach for that shifter, you don't want to be like pushing your arm out in front of you trying to find it, and then have to try to fight with it. It almost like needs to feel like it's attached to your thigh. So whenever you're in the car on the steering wheel, you're tight on the steering wheel, that shifter is like right there in your strong point of your arm, and you're able to just manipulate it without having to do much. That's kind of, even though it's an automatic, I still want that kind of sensation. I want to have that shifter right there, like your arm is, your arm is straight up and down kind of feel almost. Maybe a little bit forward, and then be able to grab it. Now that shifter also has the bump on it, so you can go through the gears, tapping on the shifter. So it just takes some finesse. Sometimes you look at stuff like, who was it? Like West Coast Choppers. They built all those dumb bikes. That's all they were. They were dumb bikes. And you read about the reviews on these things, and they looked cool. They looked cool. But like you see these guys riding these things, and they can't even see the front in front of them. They got the super high rake on the front, and you had to like look around the gas tank to see where you were going, and the controls were just, it was a whole bunch of dumb, but it looked cool. Well, when you're racing, looks are secondary. You need it to fit. You need it to function more than anything, and so that's why you got to be proactive in how you lay things out and make it right. So, not to ramble too much there. James, I need to go. Have a great night, everyone. Glad you're here, James. Also, check out James's channel, My Mustang Garage, please. Pat Attic, Ford used to mount the PCM for the 88, 89 Super Duty, and the module was lower than all the wiring under the hood. The water would enter a connector near the hood gap, follow the wires, and fill the PCM. Yep. Ford had some brilliant ideas in that time period. Of course, a lot of them did. A lot of, when they were coming out with electronic stuff, they never really thought about, well, how will this truck be driven? Will it ever go off-road? Will it ever get wet? That's like, I learned that there's I was working on a 92 F-150 with electrical problems. And I started researching it. And in the Ford, I found like an online manual that said, do the wiggle test. And I was like, what? And basically what it was is all the connectors, if they had gotten moisture in them, they could have easily corroded. And so they wanted you to sit there and wiggle the connector to try to break loose any corrosion and reestablish the contacts. They actually have it in the manual, wiggle test. They knew something was wrong. Hey, Mecca Man, I am old school on coffee, but on a iced coffee kick going out to the shop now. That's not a bad idea. Iced coffee's good. This one's cooled down a little bit, but I like coffee. That's about all I can say. Pat Addict says under the driver fender. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, talking about on the Ford. Yeah. Art Man, suddenly wondering if my fan is brushless. LOL. I know I only use brushless or air power tools when I have an open fuel system and vapor is present. I don't know. I have to do some research on that. Richard, I appreciated your mini split video. I'm installing one in my garage as we speak. Thanks, Barry. You're welcome, Richard. And let me tell you, that's on my other channel, the Joe Daddy's Workshop. And I put a mini split in our sunroom because we had a window unit in there. And I regretted buying that in a sense. I knew I needed the window or an air conditioner unit, but those things are so bulky and heavy. And I would put them in the spring and take it out in the fall just to help keep warm or cold air from, getting in and out. But I decided, mini splits are relatively cheap. And so I bought one and I did a video on it. And now that sunroom is fantastic. It is fantastic. It really, really made a huge difference. Art Man, I like the procedure. It says install a known good PCM and see what happens. Let me grab one of those off the shelf. Yeah. Pat Addict, there's a smoke test too. Yeah, talk about checking your fan to see if it's brushless or not. Troy just said, I like coffee also, but my bladder doesn't. I have to cut it off midday or I will sleep in the bathroom. Getting old sucks. Yeah, it does. I can't argue that. But it does beat the alternative, right? At least for now. Anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else new or exciting that I can talk about. But I think that's probably about it. Voice is rough. My sinuses are still stuffed. So I'd probably just call it a night. Like I said, I won't be here next Monday unless I do a live stream from the cruise ship, which I doubt. I like y'all. I really do. I like hanging out with you, but I don't think I'm going to do it on a cruise ship. And I'm not sure, probably the next week, I don't know if I'll be able to do one or not either. So you might have to go 2 weeks without me. Might. Unless I do it early. I could do it on the Sunday before. We'll see how it goes. But I think I'm going to call it a night. I need to get in the house, get something to eat anyway, and maybe take some medicine. So, let me see what I got here. All right. So again, not next week, maybe the week after, we'll do something. We'll see how it goes. But that'll be it for tonight. So until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.
Just give me something to start with. A little rest is fine. I'll give you many hours, a minute at a time. I don't care where you came from, but I want you to know I may have to start over. I'm learning as I go. When I'm done, I'll be the one to take you down.